Hindus came out to field with a not very safe total of 315 for their second innings behind them.
Again, in front of huge crowds.
With 1 wicket intact and only 21 minutes to play, the Muslims won the match and the tournament. It was the sort of match you didn't have to know the records backwards to enjoy. It was as exciting as a horse race with every bit as thrilling a finish. This was cricket.
But the idea of Hindus playing Muslims had become a political issue. The 1930s and 40s were times of crisis and violence in India, as nationalists demanded independence from Britain. Gandhi considered sport played between communities to be sectarian, divisive, an obstacle to a new India. The Mahatma pronounced,
I should have thought that such unsportsmanlike divisions should be considered taboos in sporting language and sporting manners. Can we not have some field of life which would not be untouched by communal spirit?
When independence did come, there was a doubt whether cricket, as the game of empire, would survive.
At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Luckily, India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, Harrow and Cambridge, believed that Indians should keep the best of their colonial past.
Cricket was never in any danger of being regarded as a kind of colonial remnant, because the class of person who inherited the state from their erstwhile colonial masters were people who had been socialized into it. Nehru actually was a fan.
The Indian parliamentary cricketers were presented to Dr. Prasad, the president, on the occasion of the charity match at New Delhi. Premier Nehru captained the lower house team, though he last played cricket at Harrow in 1913.
For someone like Nehru, cricket was important. It was something that represented not a colonial leftover, but which represented a kind of continuity within the history of our country.
Mr. Nehru had a knock in the second innings, but declared himself morally out when he'd made 1.
In the years after independence, cricket became vital in the task of nation building.
What was said was, don't talk about your origin, don't talk about where you come from, just talk about India. And that cricket team represented that symbol, another symbol of the new India, not full of religious hatred or other divides that were obviously evident in the society.
But teams of the new India travelling abroad were weakened by the loss of players to the new state of Pakistan. Touring England during the summer of 1952, players like Madhav Mantri had a torrid time.
1952, first of all, I must tell you, the great Freddie Truman, and on his debut, he took those wickets.
Starting their second innings at Headingley during the first test, they lost their first wicket for naught to fiery Fred Truman. They lost a second, again for a duck. Then wicket-keeper Madhav Mantri faced Truman.
So I was ready to play in swinger, you see. The ball didn't swing at all, it came straight. And I was not covered, so bold, clean bowl, no problem.
After this third wicket, another fell quickly. The Indians were now 0-for-4. This remains the worst ever start in Test history. Throughout the 50s, results seemed to echo a new country on the back foot, struggling. One cricketer growing up during this period felt the mood keenly.
But I think there was a complex. I think being ruled by the whites for almost 200 years, then coming across them on the field on level ground, so to speak, made a lot of Indians feel a little hesitant. Especially when the best teams didn't come. Because England didn't bother to send their best teams. Indian cricket being very immature in those days.
When the Winchester and Oxford-educated Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi became captain, the player known as Tiger decided to do something about this malaise.
We're going to play an aggressive game with a great deal of caution. We will certainly try and win, but if we find that we're losing, we should try and make it as difficult for the opposition to win as we can.
It's a lovely hit. It's straight down the ground. An Indian spectator just in front of me, holding up his hands very quickly to signal a six.
He gives the impression that if there is a win to be had, he would pursue it. He doesn't seem timorous. I think that's the word I'm looking for. He doesn't seem cautious. He doesn't seem timorous. He seems like someone who'd make the best of what he had.
Lovely crisp shot, 4 runs. Another lovely square cut from Pataudi. Many of his runs have come there off short ball.
The idea of playing the game was to win. Before I joined the team, the idea seemed to let those 5 days pass somehow without losing.
Field coming in a bit closer. Edrich running in from third man.
Playing at Headingley, the scene of cricketing nightmare 15 years earlier, Tiger led by example.
And that's gone through for 4, and that's his 100. Pataudi, 6-test 100.
Tiger scored innings of 64 and 148.
Hold him, and that's the end of a great innings by Pataudi.
But there was much more to Pataudi's mission. Tiger is the 9th Nawab of the former princely state of Pataudi and a Muslim. It took somebody of his background to persuade selectors to pick a team on merit and truly representing all India.
Tiger was the first Indian captain who gave us the feeling of Indianness. I'm not playing for Delhi or Madras or for Bombay or for Calcutta. You're playing for India. Think India. That was Tiger's greatest contribution.
Beneficiaries of Tiger's meritocracy were a quartet of spinners who for more than a decade mesmerized batsmen from all over the world. From Bangalore and Mysore in the south came Prasanna and Chandrasekhar. From the city of Madras, Venkat. And from Amritsar in the north, the slow left-hander, Bishan Bedi.
Well, my philosophy of spin was very, very simple. That as a spinner, I had very little margin of error. That was one. Number 2, I couldn't, if I got annoyed or upset with somebody, I couldn't knock anybody's head off. So I had to rely on guile. I always wanted the batsman to use their feet. I wanted to pull him out on the crease to come and attack me. And then, in the process, I'm attacking also, because I've got 2 or 3 fielders close to the bat.
Working with these great spinners at close quarters was wicketkeeper Farooq Engineer.
I saw the way they gripped the ball, the way it left their fingers in the air and off the pitch. It was like a split-second computerized effect. And that's what great spin bowling and great wicket-keeping is all about. Coordination, hand-eye coordination. You've got to be quick. Your reflexes have got to be quick down the leg side. You're anticipating, you're in the blind spot there.
Spin bowling benefited from the climate of India that produced dry, hard, and cracked pitches. But it also came out of the very psyche of the country itself.
The brain has always taken precedence over brawn in India, and fast bowling was seen as this brawn industry. And so the spin bowlers of that era actually prided themselves in thinking a player out rather than knocking him over. And I think that's an Indian trait. We produce fantastic software engineers, for example. We've always produced very high-quality scientists because we pride ourselves on being a thinking, erudite country. If you talk to the classical